No, you're fine, I'm not upset, they said, near tears. It's just, I haven't heard that song in over 1,000 years. Where did you learn it? You know. I let the word fall off as I ran my thumb along the E string of my guitar, feeling the metal cord press into my skin. I don't think I learned it from anywhere. Maybe I heard it before, but it was supposed to be original. I sadly looked up fast enough to see the flash of disappointment dart across her eyes. She blinked it away. Would you mind playing it again? I rested my fingers against the strings and tried to remember the exact sounds that I'd just played. I could have told you the strings and timing, but there was always something beyond that in sound, a feeling and an emotion in how you struck each note. When I'd played the song, I'd been noodling. When she'd heard it, she'd heard what my absent mind had been thinking about, but how could you summon the thoughts of an absent mind? She must have seen the consideration on my face because she rested a quiet hand on my shoulder, just as she had when I started playing earlier. The first notes were in the wrong places, but it felt like they were the right place to begin. It was slow, methodical, analytical, the feeling of trying to scan the past for something you'd thought you'd lost. There were notes that tried to spark hope, and the following sounds that rang over the slow feeling of a dwindling search. I felt her nails on my shoulder, biting through the canvas of my jacket and almost digging into my skin. I managed a deep breath before holding it again. Then, all at once and from nowhere, I found it, a sound that was familiar to me from a second ago but a millennium ago to her, but I wasn't playing it, I was channeling it. I could feel the song in the way she held me, in her breath against my neck, through her heartbeat in the quiet air. Last time I'd stopped when she'd started tearing up, but this time I let the music continue, string to chord to progression, discovering when I stumbled based on how tight she gripped. I closed my eyes and let that connection guide me. I couldn't have told you what the song was about back when she heard it for the first time, but now it was about a broken love, about how sweet whiskey tasted when it was chasing regret, how apologies could be made in 1,000 cuts. She let go of my shoulder and I pulled my fingers away from the strings, letting the sound fade into the quiet room, seeping into the walls and fabric. I looked over at her, and though there were clear stains on her cheeks, she wasn't crying anymore. How long had it even been? Natasha didn't mention the song again, but in the minutes we sat there in a silence that turned into hours, I could still feel the music and the whispers behind them. The story of 100 lives I'd never get to know.